What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Emergence review, night one of this week for Impact Wrestling, and another pay-per-view theme pay-per-view theme show tonight. We haven't done one of these in a very long time, Impact has. So for the next 2 weeks, we will see a lot of titles on the line and matches that are going on. But we do kick it off tonight with the X Division Championship being on the line between Chris Bay, Rohit Raju, and TJ Perkins. Solid match to kick off the show. I like this match. It wasn't bad. Now, I know the story is Chris Bay is using Rohit Raju as like some type of pawn or insurance policy to help him still retain his X Division title, as we've seen throughout the match, especially when TJ Perkins put him into a submission. And, Rohit Raju took Chris Bay's hand and held on to it so he could not have him tap out. But then as the match went on, we kind of get near the end of it then as Chris Bay is pretty much in the corner into the Tree of Woe position on the ropes. Pretty much Perkins ended up getting knocked down and everything, but Rohit Raju, after he knocked him down, Chris Bay was still stuck there, so Rohit Raju could go for TJ Perkins or go for Chris Bay, which he ended up going for Chris Bay and pretty much hit him with a big double stomp for the win, winning the X Division Championship, so we did get a new champion here. Now, I had a problem with this finish. The match wasn't bad or anything. I did enjoy it, but it's something I didn't expect because, in a way, yes, it does kind of make Chris Bay look like an idiot for trusting Rohit Raju. And I don't hate Rohit Raju. It's just they've made him the designated loser or enhancement talent for so long. It's kind of hard to believe that this guy is even going to win. Honestly, I expected him to take the pinfall through this, so it was an interesting swerve that they did for having, Raju was like, hey, now I'm pretty much going to get the upper hand and turn on him, so now I got the X Division championship now, because one, I feel like they didn't give Chris Bay enough time with the title and everything, especially after he just won it at Slammiversary last month, and he hasn't really been in a feud except, obviously, this is his first feud after, Willie Mack and everything, so now he's in this feud, and then he ends up losing the title to Raju. Okay, that's something I really didn't expect right here. Like I said, I don't hate Rohit Raju. I think he could be something, but I didn't really expect this to happen since, like I said, the guy takes L after L after L. It's hard to believe in him. Now, I don't know what could happen next throughout this whole thing. This is one, I could say this is another one of these, wait and see things, but I'm not really happy with the finish because why would Chris Bay even trust this guy? Which, he's kind of clowned him for the past few weeks anyways, calling him a loser and whatnot after he's walked away from him, after, Rohit Raju's been his stooge and everything for the past few weeks. But now, when the match actually happens, I guess Rohit Raju is now outsmarting Chris Bay, and now he is the new X Division champion. Now, I would have expected maybe to pin TJ Perkins, and he could have won the title like that, and, Chris Bay can come out next week and say, hey, you didn't pin me, so you're going to face me now for that X Division title. But probably next week or two, we will get a rematch for when Chris Bay most likely, invokes his rematch clause for that X Division championship. So that was something I didn't expect out of this title change. I like the match. I just wasn't the biggest fan of the finish itself. So that's something I really didn't expect. Of course, we have to go back to Wrestle House this week, as for some reason we got Crazy Steve and Johnny Bravo playing with puppets, the dog and the monkey and everything, and talking about Taya going against Kylie Ray tonight, as AC Romero's talking to his tag partner Larry D and asking, like, why do you smell like cologne? Ring rust he's using right now, and he's dressing like someone from Boys to Men, as Lawrence there, he's calling himself now. He's going to somehow get Rosemary. But moving on from Wrestle House, though, we did go to Gallows and Anderson, talking about how they've gotten tired of Ace and Fulton ever since they got into Impact, and that tonight they're going to take them out. And, Gallows says, I've been in jail a lot in this city and about bars through a whole bunch of places, including Nashville. But now they're coming to kick their asses tonight, and they're going to make them famous. Next, though, we did get the TNA World Heavyweight Championship on the line as Moose went against Trey McGill. Good match. Some would say this is a very good big man, little man match. I did enjoy this. This was really good. And it was a clean finish, too. With Moose ended up power bombing McGill onto the apron of the ropes, which, Trey McGill got up not the apron to the ropes, but the apron to the ring. I said apron to the ropes, but Trey McGill ended up getting up before the 10 count. Moose went for the spear, but Trey tried to pretty much reverse it and put him into a sunset flip, but Moose did not go down. He picked up Trey, threw him into the turnbuckle as he bounced back off of it, and Moose ended up hitting the spear, winning, or the lights out, he calls it now, for the win, still retain the TNA World title. I enjoyed this match. This was good, real good. But then right after, EC3 showed up then, hit Moose with a reverse DDT, and then he took the TNA World title and stole and walked off with it then. So he's got the belt, and it's gone now. I don't know when that match is going to be happening soon with both of these guys, but now interesting that EC3 is taking the belt with him now and ran off with it. But as for the match with Moose and McGill, though, very good. I enjoyed this a lot. Like I said, great big man, little man match. Some would say power and speed and whatnot. But I did enjoy this match, and Moose won over clean too. So I did like that. Hernandez was talking to Reno Scum. I guess he talked about, hey man, y'all want some money, man? Y'all you gotta do is do some jobs for me sometime, and we'll get you that money. Next, we got an Eric Young promo as he talked about a lot of multiple characters he's been in TNA throughout the many years, from a superhero to a Canadian to a friend to a lackey to elite. He was elite before being the elite was cool. Think of that as a shoot if you want to go off from that. Eric Young's been many things in TNA through these many years. He's been through a lot of gimmicks, champion, everything. He's done it all in TNA, okay? So right now, though, he is now in his purest form. He's not like, his other past characters, and trust me, he's been a court jester, he says, Showtime. Well, he's already world-class maniac right now, but Eric Young's been many, many things in TNA through these many years, but he says he's in his purest form at this point, as I said before, and, he wasn't going to be shoved under the rug, and now he said it's going to be his first choice now, and now he's not going to become non-existent, doing nothing for the past 2 years and whatnot. After that, well, to think of who's a shot at that. And Eric Young said he's going to be doing this for himself. He's going to be doing it all alone. So this is about him this time. So good video package about Eric Young, which also they did play a flashback, which actually made sense this time with him facing Kurt Angle back in 2015 in a stretching match. I do actually remember that match. Really good. Go check that out. But like I said, good video package for Eric Young. Pretty much, tell him what he's doing in Impact right now. Pretty much of all the EYs he's been throughout these many years, this is now his purest form. So very good video package, I should say. Next, though, we did get Jimmy Jacobs, who was interviewing Willie Mack about what's still going on with Rich Swann. As Willie Mack pretty much says, it's been tough for Swann with him to retire at this age. And, talking about his homie and everything, and pretty much what after Eric Young did to him. But for some reason, all of a sudden, Brian Myers shows up. He takes the camera and walks off with it then, pretty much saying, no, y'all want to hear that interview. You want to hear my interview now. And he sits down, Jimmy Jacobs, pretty much talking about how, for years he's been forced to play by the rules and everything, do what you're told, listen to all the veterans and whatnot. But now, all he did was get him fired, and he's got a pregnant wife at home, and he needs to do something because he's tired of being a good hand and everything. And he's pretty much disgusted by all the major decisions in pro wrestling being handled by an out-of-touch 70-year-old man in a goofy production meeting. Well, who's a shot at that, huh? Vince and WWE. So that's nothing new. And Myers pretty much went on and talked about he's taking his career in his own hands, and this is a warning to everybody in the Impact Wrestling locker room that he's the most professional wrestler in all of professional wrestling. Next thing you know, Willie Mack ends up running up on him, jumping him in after the interview before they go to commercial. Okay, now there's some things to say about this. Now I know there's a match next week, and hopefully they don't put Myers over over Mac and everything. But, what's interesting, okay, yes, he took a shot at Vince. Who hasn't? But I've noticed something throughout tonight on this show. A lot of shooting going on when it comes to Impact. You got Brian Myers shooting on the WWE. You got Eric Young, somewhat taking a shot at WWE inadvertently and, being the Elite or AEW in a way. EC3 to an extent, too, of how he's been taking shots. Like, everybody's shooting on this show now. It's some company or something. Or, like I said, if it's the WWE, or maybe it's AEW, or maybe it's, Like, go look at Talking Shop Mania with Gallows and Anderson. Look at all the shoots they were putting at also. But just a lot of shooting going on. And don't get me wrong, it was a very good promo by Brian Myers. And he is mostly right through almost everything he said, okay? And whatnot. But some would think it makes him come off bitter and everything, or it's just him, telling the truth and whatnot. But it was still a very good promo, though. Now, I didn't really expect the Mac to come back and jump Myers, but then again, Myers did steal his interview and walked off with him to cut that promo and everything. But still, I'm surprised he's even doing a match next week with Willie Mack and Myers. Like I said, I like the promo, but I feel like everybody's shooting on anything right now in this company. And like I said, we just got a shot to WWE right here. Then next, we go to Heath Slater as he's talking about his Heat for Impact thing. And, talk about how Joe Biden took away his attention because, he had to name his running mate for vice president in the election right now. And talked about, he wanted to talk about his running mate for Tuesday with his tag team with Rhino. He wanted to help his buddy out since he got attacked by Reno Scum last week. But then as he ended his promo, I guess the producer told him he still got 10 seconds left. And Heath ended up saying, I got kids. Some people think that Heath Slater is still almost doing the same storyline he did 4 years ago back on SmackDown, trying to get into the building and whatnot and become part of the show. It does look very similar in this. I don't mind the Heat for Impact thing. That's not pretty bad, but it's just actually pretty funny in a way too. But where is this gonna go with Slater? I don't know. Somehow, some way, he's gonna find himself into the building or the company somehow to help Rhino. But next, though, we got the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson versus Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. Very good match. Listen, you kind of figured who was going to win right off the bat, especially throughout this entire feud. But this was still a good match in general. Magic Killer Ace Austin, which I didn't really think Ace Austin was going to take the pinfall since they protected him for a very long time now. And I actually thought Fulton was going to be taking the pin from this. But this was still a very good match between the Good Brothers and Ace and Fulton. It's just, you knew who was going to win this match, okay? Very predictable, and you just knew right off the bat who was going to win, but I guess they had to end this feud at this point, so not bad, though. Still wasn't a bad match. Next, we go back to Wrestle House again, where we got Kylie Ray versus Taya. Listen, man, this is Wrestle House. I don't even know how long this is going to keep going for. Now, listen, the match was actually not bad, okay? The match was good, but then again, it's on this, so it kind of takes away from what's going on right now. Yeah, Kylie Ray ended up getting the win with a super kick after, Ty almost ran to Rosemary and everything, but especially from that soak count, but, Rosemary pretty much, I guess she's gonna do something with Larry D, and I guess Johnny Bravo is jealous now and whatnot, but still, the Wrestle House thing, I'm starting to think that now. I don't know how long this is going to go. I feel like we've seen this for over about 4 weeks now, pretty much close to a month when you think about it. And now I'm wondering how much of this is going to keep going on till we send everybody back into the Impact Zone. I think it has its parts where it's funny, like I said before, but sometimes I believe it goes on too long, and I don't think it needs to be part of this show since we're trying to do a pay-per-view themed show right here. And don't get me wrong, this is actually somewhat of a match. It was a match. It was actually okay. But still, it's on Wrestle House. That's what's kind of taken away from it. I get a good laugh here and there from it, but just ain't working in this environment right now. But we do get to the main event, though, between the Motor City Machine Guns and the North for the Tag Team Championships. Great match, of course, from both of these teams. You always know they're going to put on a great match, especially with both of them. The match still a few weeks ago, which I don't know why they said Slammiversary, but it was actually on Impact after Slammiversary. It was still great from that time, too. And it was great again. Okay, I did like this. The Guns did use their old finisher with that whole neck breaker splash thing that they've done. I like the new one that they were doing Ring of Honor when they came back to Impact. I felt that was a better finisher, but this was still a great match in general between the Guns and North, though, which I figured the Guns were still going to retain the tag team championships against them. I don't know where the North goes on from this point, but we'll see what happens because the North have been great, the tag team champions for over a year, and just them on the show in general has been great. So we'll see what happens with them next. But yes, the Motor City Machine Guns still retain. As of night 1 of Emergence, I think the show was all right. It was pretty good for what it was. I liked the main event. I thought Moose and McGill was pretty good. Good brothers in Austin and Fulton. Well, it wasn't a bad match. I thought that was good too, even though it was still predictable at the same time. What else? I did like the triple threat for the X Division title, but I wasn't the biggest fan of the finish. The Wrestle House thing, it's just whatever. I'm trying to look past that, but it's just not good. EY's promo was pretty good too. I feel like still a lot of shooting was going on tonight on Impact between that and Brian Myers' promo taking shots at the WWE. So there you go. But I thought the show was good tonight. It was all right. Okay, I think night 2 will do better, especially with the 30-minute Iron Woman match going on next week for the Knockouts Championship. Eddie Edwards is still gonna, I guess, do an open challenge for his world title right now. I guess what did they say? Myers versus Mac next week? Like I said, Mac better go over. EC3 is gonna explain why he took the TNA belt and everything. So I feel like maybe night 2 will be better, especially with that Iron Woman match given off alone. Okay, so overall I still think it was still a good show. It was still solid enough. It was better than what I saw last week on Impact. That's why I said Emergence need to come as soon as possible, and I'm glad it came tonight. So night 1 was not bad. Okay, night 1 was not a bad show, but I feel like night 2 can be better by next week. Okay, so we'll see what happens. But tell me what you think about Impact tonight and this Emergence show that they put on for night 1, folks. Okay, other than that though, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about the show. Follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Check out any other videos that are online right now. Check out my Raw review from last night, and we will be back tomorrow night for an NXT review. Okay, so this is my Emergence Impact review tonight. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Peace out.